It's gonna be a busy day for cattle. We got a bunch to move. Make room for the new cattle. There's always new cattle. Morning, everybody. Welcome Monday. So it's been, God, what is it? 10, 12 days since I last held this thing. Since then, we caught a nice 2-inch rain spread out over 3 days. Well, 2 days with 1 day of nothing in the middle. But right now, we've just been kind of waiting on everything to dry out to get back in the fields. So it's been a lot of shop work and a lot of dealing with these guys. So this is the time of year where the cattle operation kind of dominates everything we do from day to day. Late October, early November, that's when all the sale barns have their big calf sales, coming off grass. I think the one today has 7,000 head at it. Plus then there's a sale tomorrow and a sale on Wednesday. And then Kansas has a sale on Friday. So we buy cattle about 4 days a week this time of year. So we're constantly shuffling around. You can see they were working on that pen the end of last week trying to get it to drain. Our problem is this was one pen going through here. We split it into 3 to make it much more efficient. But in doing so, we had to build up for the pad there at the water tank. And it kind of blocks the natural drainage that we had. Then you can see the far pen over there still got some water in it because it's built up between the fences, not letting it drain. Just you can see how, just the day-to-day doings of cattle operation just kind of dominates what we do this time of year. But other than that, we've got about 300 acres of alfalfa that needs swathed and baled. I think that is the big push. I heard the tuna say yesterday between today and tomorrow he wants swathing to be 100% done, and then the hope would be like a week from now we could bale it, because it's gonna have to lay for quite a while because of how green it is. And well, like right now temp's 50 degrees. That's not exactly hay drying weather. And then obviously the other big thing we got going on right now is work in the shop. We got no projects in there at the moment. Chopper number 2, as you've seen, is out. Blanca's truck is out. We figured before we start bringing in choppers and stripping them down to blow them off for the winter, let's give the shop a good deep clean. So that's been our project the last week.
Well, that's the end of that one.
Toast. So what we got going on there is we got to take all them boards off because that trailer is in bad shape. And I have to go to a welding shop to get repaired. Basically, we take all them boards out and then they're going to replace, was it the cross members, 5th plate, pin, all that. And if you don't speak trucker, basically the part where it connects to the truck is all broken. They're going to replace all that. So first thing we gotta do is get all them boards out of the way. Obviously you can't do a bunch of torching and cutting and welding when the boards are blocking everything. You gotta torch, cut, and weld on. Moving day for a couple loads of cattle. So we use these 2 little pins here to kind of group them up out of their pin. Makes it easier to load that way. So we want to make sure and shut the gate so they don't just go, walking out. Come on. You guys want to be on camera? Okay. So this pen will take 2 semi-loads. Get them moved up to the top and load them up. $15. Come on. Up you go. to go. Oh, really? You were there. Just go. So now he'll roll across the scale, and then we'll count them off. So I come up here, two sets of eyes. Two sets of eyes are better than one set. Make sure you get a good count. And then it's basic math. Total weight divided by number of head. You know how much they weigh. We know roughly what they'll gain a day. And then we know, okay, they're going to be ready to leave in X amount of days. That's where Bart and I buying our own cattle separate from the farm comes in super handy for the farm. Because we can't afford to do what the overall farm does, where you buy, you know, small groups, keep sorting and sorting and sorting. We can only afford to buy about 2 semi-loads. So we'll call our order buyer, say, hey, Bart and I are buying, so try and get, you know, 120, 130 head of roughly the same weight bought over the next 2 weeks. Then we know what weight they start at, we know what weight they move at, and we can go, okay, so if they're gaining, you know, X amount of pounds a day, that means we can kind of assume roughly the overall farm would be about the same. And then we know when to ship. Because with the way the farm buys cattle, you know, a couple here, a couple there, that semi-load probably has cattle that were bought over 4-week time span, bought at different weights. They've already been sorted once or twice. We move them here. When we ship across the way, cattle across the way, we'll sort them again as we take them over into bigs and not so big. So these guys get sorted like 4 different times. So it's impossible to keep track of what day they showed up, what they weighed, what day they leave, and what they weigh. That's where Bart and I buying, what do we do, 2 loads twice a year? Comes in really handy for the farm to know what their averages are. Bring it in. So we'll put 160 in here. Let's see what's left. Let's figure out how many put it through. If we get any, it's just going to be a light sprinkle. It's mainly just wind as the storm front goes through. A lot of wind. Besides, for rain, they'll whack it and enough wind this year.
you say? Because just them like it yeah. Just in case you rain.
That's a real, like 10% chance.
Never know that.
That's usually when we get rain, a 10% chance.
Well, some bitches are hungry. I'll get straight to the boat. The ones something green, the other ones something.
I think Dad said he put an extra 500 pounds in for him yesterday.
Hey! 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 Ah! Hey! Hey! Hey!
How many did you get? Tatum, Hampton, I know you guys were counting. How many did you get? Yeah, that's what I got too. Okay. One load down. 3 more to go. And for those of you who don't like to play along at home, 1, that's not smart, but 2, it was 65. Okay, 3 loads of cattle moved. Justin's gonna sort cattle to move back down there in the pens we just emptied. So then our receiving pens will be back open, ready for new cattle. Aaron and I just got done fixing a fence. We're trying to get one out to Doctor. Well, he was getting it out while I was still helping Hector unload. And somehow when they bunched up in the corner, one of them managed to get his leg over the middle rail, but then back under one of the cables. We were worried if we tried to walk up to him the way he was freaking out, which who wouldn't if their leg was stuck? But the way he was freaking out, we were worried if we tried to get very close to him, he would just break his own leg trying to get away. So we just cut the cable and then fixed the cable. He's okay. Wasn't even limping, didn't even see any blood. But now we're gonna go take over swathing so Blanca can go to lunch. The tuna wants all the swathing done by tomorrow night. Why? I don't know, you'll have to ask him. But he's not on here, so you can't ask him. So in order to do that, I mean, it's run it from the start of the day till basically it gets dark, which this time of year is 6 o'clock. Freaking hate this time of year. I like the late sunset. I like it when it gets dark at 10 o'clock, not 5:30 like it will be by Christmas. Anyways, random sidetrack. Squirrel. Alrighty. She's about got this monstrosity done. This field is deceiving. It's like close to 70 acres. GPS is off just a touch from a circle. But yeah, she's about got this one whipped. Okay guys, this day went completely off the rails from here on out. I'm gonna explain in the next video though. This one's already long enough. I'll explain it all in the next one. See you guys later.